Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Offset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who might like it too, and please drop us a positive comment in the comment section. And if you have time, stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to read out two of my favorite positive comments from previous videos and respond. And one of them might be yours. So, I got this situation. I got this situation, and I got to talk to y'all about this situation and see what y'all think. I had a Pisces man hit me up, and he sent me a DM, and the DM only said, "Why do Aquarius think they can do whatever they want?" Now, I've talked about this before. I did a video, I think it was titled something similar to that a couple years ago, maybe now. And I said, so what you mean? Because it is true, but what you mean? I'm not going to give too much information until I know exactly what you're talking about. Because we do think that. And most of it has to do with the fact that people let us do whatever we want. That's really what the answer is. So he went on to explain, and he said that he, like I said, is a Pisces. He met this Aquarius woman about 3 years ago, and they got into this relationship, and he said in the beginning everything was really great, and they got together, and they were having fun, and they were having sex all the time, and they were going places, and they were laughing. And he said he thought the relationship was going to be wonderful. He threw all his eggs in that basket and really fell in love with this woman. But he said, gradually he started to realize from the beginning that she was wild. And I was like, what do you mean wild? He was like, she's wild. He was like, she just does whatever she wants. She's wild. She doesn't tell me where she's going. Like if I ask her, she give me a face, like that. And he's like, I'm not asking her like her father. I'm just like, hey babe, what you gonna do today? And she's like, why you in my business? It comes off like that to him. She comes off ultra independent, doesn't want him asking questions about her business, which is very Aquarius. And he's like, I don't understand, why is she so wild? Why does she think she can do whatever she wants? And like, what is this behavior? He said it feels like she rebels against him. Like anytime he tries to be protective, or he tries to be interested, or he tries to, see what she's doing, she gets very defensive and deflective and extra independent. So he asked me like, what's going on with her? And I'm like, Aquarius do think we can do whatever we want. We do have a very wild side to us as far as that's concerned. And different Aquarius, some of us more than others. You guys know every week I do a famous Aquarius. And every week, like I'm on like number 5 or 6, like, researching, and they all have a scandal. Every Aquarius I've come across has a scandal, at least one scandal in their lifetime. And I'm like, I can read about all kinds of other people in the zodiac and not find not one scandal in their lives. But you come across every Aquarius, there's a small scandal or many small scandals or many big and small scandals. It's just scandal, scandal, scandal. Now I'm just looking like, okay, where's the scandal? I'm just looking for it now because I'm just like, what the heck? So Aquarius do believe we can do whatever I want, and it does get us in trouble sometimes. So in your particular case, what you're dealing with, I don't think it's so much that she doesn't care about you or that she wants to be wild. I think you're dealing with somebody, it sounds like to me, somebody who was controlled. An Aquarius who has been controlled by their father or their ex-husband or something like that, or their mother, is an Aquarius who is going to be like she is. Ultra independence is a sign of like that rebellion. That's a sign of having been controlled and not letting nobody control you ever again. So homegirl is whatever happened, and you can, she might talk to you about it one day. She might not feel comfortable, but she might even tell you, my father, my mother, my this, my that controlled me. And that's what that sounds like, because when you become like, we're wild anyway, but when you're so, you've been talking for 3 years and she still doesn't want to tell you where she's at or where she's going, that's really strange to me, because I could see if y'all had just met and she like, why he asking me where I'm going? But y'all been together all this time. So to me, a person that knows me that long and asking me a question like that isn't a big deal. But for her, she's seeing that as you trying to take control of her, take control of her life. So she's keeping you at an arm's distance. She's doing that distant, that Aquarius non-committal distant thing. So she's coming around, spending time with you, but keeping you at a distance at the same time. And that is very Aquarius. A lot of people have told me they experienced the same exact thing. So what can you do about it, I think, would be the next logical question. Really all you can do is talk about it. Like, honestly and openly talk about it. Tell her the things that you've noticed and ask her, to tell you why. Now, in some cases, she will. Some cases she'll reveal it. Some cases she won't. Some cases she'll tell you a little bit here and there. But the only way that you're ever going to get to the bottom of it and work through it is to communicate about it. And if she's not willing to communicate about it, and this is something that, you want to go further, you want to, come closer to her, you want her to feel comfortable talking to you. You want some things that, if she is that damaged from that controlling relationship, if she's that damaged, might not know how or be willing to give. So she might have to get some therapy. She might have to get some help to figure out why she is that way and if she wants to change it. Because it sounds to me like you told me that you don't know if you can stay in a relationship while she's like that. You stayed in it this long, but you said it was getting to the point now where it's making you feel like maybe you need to move on. So my thing is, before moving on in any relationship, before moving on, talk to the person. Tell them your concerns. Tell them how you feel. And if it continues to go on and they don't want to address it, then it's fine to move on. But at least try. At least try to have that conversation and say it as kindly as you possibly can, but lay all your cards on the table. Talk about the rebellion. Talk about all those energies, And some of that might not ever change. Like, she might feel comfortable, not being ultra independent. She might feel comfortable saying, oh, well, I'm going here for a few hours. She might feel more comfortable later, but she's probably never going to be the kind of woman who is 100% comfortable with that vibration until she chooses to let those guards down. So I would talk to her and I would be honest with her and I would let her know how I feel about it. And if she wants to change it, then you guys can work on it. If she doesn't want to change it, then you're going to have to move on, or you're going to have to accept her wild as she is. Because I've met a lot of Aquarius's partners, husbands, wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, and a lot of them just accept the wild behavior. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't accept it. I just couldn't. It's just not for me. But a lot of them do. A lot of them are like, I just let the Aquarius be wild and do what they want to do, and eventually they come back or they do whatever. And some people are fine with that. But for me, that doesn't really work. We both need to be on the same page, or we need not be in this book. We need to just move on. All right, guys. Now let's take a look at 2 of our positive comments from previous videos. The first one comes from Nixie Saga. Hey, Nixie. Nixie said, I'm an Aries and I'm dealing with an Aquarius. And this is very true. This advice is very true and helpful, but hearing this made me just want to give up. Yeah, like at this point, I'm like, man, forget it. I'm not going to put too much work with this type of personality. So complicated, so no bye. I can't blame you. I can't blame you. I can't blame you. I can't say anything. Really, all I can say is that I understand. Because when dealing with a personality, like in this video, I was talking about an Aquarius man. And I was just talking about in this video an Aquarius woman, and they both have those similar characteristics. And a lot of times it's not easy to be in a relationship with an Aquarius. I understand that. As an Aquarius, I understand it and I accept it. I've heard it enough times and I've seen it enough times that I understand. If you're not a certain kind of person, it's going to be a very difficult relationship. So I get it. So if you have to move on, I say move on. It's more fish in the sea. You don't have to sit beating your head against a wall. If a person is not what you need and not what you want, they don't want to step up, then leave them alone. There's more fish in the sea. And I always tell people, because I wasted so much time on lovers that didn't deserve my time. So if your lover acting a fool, move on. I prefer being by myself in my condo, minding my business, than to deal with somebody who acting a damn fool. Okay? Christine Vandenbrink. Hey, Christine. Christine is my buddy. Christine said, glad you talked about Mary Tudor. She was really something back in her time. Congrats on the subscribers. Yeah, Mary was a trip. And I got somebody else. I got another queen. I got another queen for you guys for today. She's another trip. But yeah, Mary was quite the trip. But these stories to me, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I read stories about the royal family, and they were supposed to be so luxurious and sophisticated and opulent, their stories to me just sound sad, especially the women. The women and the murders, the assassinations, brother against brother, cousin against cousin, poisoning people. I mean, like some of the kings, most of the kings had a person who was like their royal taste tester. And this person would taste their drinks and taste their food and check their bed for daggers. So it was like they lived these rich, luxurious, opulent, sad, oppressive at the same time lives. And I'm just like, how do you live like that? It's really messed up. And the more I think about it, I'm like, was those jewels really even worth it? But I guess it is what it is. All right, guys, time for me to get going. So come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.